and some of the things that we're working on. And I'll open it for more questions. So I'd like to start off with the mission statement. Our mission. We're a public service agency dedicated to protecting the citizens, and also residents and family members in there, of New Canaan from fire rescue and environmental emergencies. We strive to promote life safety and minimizing property loss through emergency service delivery, fire prevention, education, and community service activities. And I like to add that my vision is zero fire. So that's kind of one of the things that I've been really focused on. I kind of stole it from New York City with zero, Vision Zero with their driving thing down there. So I'm like, I could run with zero fires here. And I broke it down at our active fire suppression. So that's kind of what you see. Suppression, us, doing what we do, putting fires out, doing motor vehicle accidents, brush fires, everything. We operate out of our one station downtown, down there on Main Street. The station's been there since 1938. So it's a pretty old building with the 1960 addition off the back. Gave us a little more space in the training room. We currently have 4 pumpers, which is basically the rigs that we call them rigs or fire apparatus, that carries the water in the hose. That's actually that puts the fires out. The tanker is what's carrying our water for most of our areas without hydrants. So that's our primary source of water when we start off, is our 3,000 gallon tanker. We do have a rescue truck, which for the little boys in the room, that's our toolbox on wheels. So when you want to, get some tools, you walk around Home Depot, you want to throw something on there, it's kind of us, that's pretty cool. So the rescue truck, mostly motor vehicle accidents. We do some, swift water now. We just got into swift water. That's been a little more of a hot topic in our area. Never was, and now with some of the rains and some of our topography now, we're getting a lot more flash flooding. So swift water is kind of rose to the top of one of our rescue disciplines now, along with rope, some rope work, stuff like that. And then the ladder truck, the rear mount ladder truck that's in the last bay there. The one bay that's a little higher than the rest. All right, if you ever look at the firehouse close, you'll see it's been the major renovation, I think, in the firehouse since 1938, is that bay got a little bit higher.
No, we did a renovation.
I know. I don't know if it was as major as that one. That was structural, but you're right. But to fit the ladder truck in there. So I'll talk about that a little bit in challenges. Our people, so again, we can't do all these rigs are great. Can't do it without people. We have 24 career staff members, which 6 are on duty on a 24-hour shift. So every day there's 6 career staff members working. If there was a fire in town, they are allowed to get called back. So if we had a reported fire, smoke in the building, something, or if we call it Waveney Care, there's a couple places in town, a fire alarm would come in, that staff is allowed to come back to support the on-duty staff, because we know that we would need more personnel resources for something like that. And we have 29 volunteers right now. So we're still probably 3/4 of them are active now. We're still about a quarter of the volunteers that are still in their probationary status, still have to take their basic firefighting, but we're slowly working them into that active status. A lot of them are at school now, so we're only getting them for the summer. But it's, they come back, and they when they're here, they get their radio back and respond to calls, which is great. So that's what's our suppression staff. We run about 1,200 calls a year. So about 100 calls a month we're running as far as all different types of calls. Major fires, 2 to 3, significant fires a year where there's actually property loss. If you look at the data, we might run about 24 true fires a year, which gets reported to the state agency and the government, federal government, how they would report fires. So there might not be a lot of damage, but it does get reported as a fire. So sometimes that looks a little skewed. But for major fires, property loss, about 2 to 3, about $500,000 in property loss, maybe 600,000, I think was last year's. So that's the suppression side. More important, I think, is our fire prevention and education side. This is Fire Prevention Week. For us, it's Fire Prevention Month. Fire Prevention Week started 100 years ago. Calvin Coolidge, President Coolidge, signed the proclamation in 1925 for this week being Fire Prevention Week. Which fire was the catalyst for that? Anyone know? Was it? No, not sure. Well, even before that. Chicago fire. Great Chicago fire was kind of the catalyst, and that's where it was not so much the catalyst, but the week, because that's where the date came from. So this is Fire Prevention Week. We extend it. We do Fire Prevention Month, meaning we hit every school. We're out there. You're going to see our apparatus. They're at country school today, but we have a schedule. Every day is filled up. Except for Fridays, that's our EMS training this month. But yeah, every school's filled up, so we're doing all the younger kids for the most part for this month. The NFPA, one of the major organizations that kind of give us some direction in the fire service, they wanted to really push lithium ion safety this week, so that's kind of their stance. It's I forgot their term now for. Charge into fire safety is kind of their term for this week. Not a huge issue. We haven't seen a huge issue here in the community with lithium ion, but we're pushing it, we're promoting it. It's only a matter of time before it starts as batteries get older, and the overheating and so on. But talks about safe charging and so on with the batteries. So that's kind of the focus this week. We're also tying in, with some of our known hazards, such as fireplace ash. Make sure you're using your ash cans from when you take fireplace ashes out. So we're hitting it all week with social media, and we continue all year, seasonal messages with our fire prevention. How do we do it? What else do we do for fire prevention? Well, it starts with the fire marshal's office. We have a full-time fire marshal. Came out of the building department, Paul Payne. Great job. He's got our inspections, our life safety inspections for commercial and residential's over 3 family and above. They have to inspect annually. So he has a schedule that he covers everything in town within 2 years, right? So very good coverage on the inspections. And the more we go out and inspect, the better it is for fire safety, but it's also cheaper for the business owner, because if we go, some codes allow you to go 3 years on an inspection, and what Paul was seeing is that 3-year mark, there was a lot more violations, and it costs the building owner or the business owner a little more money to fix stuff. So he's got stuff down to 2 years and 1 year, to do it more often, which is great for the businesses. He has 2 part-timers, so basically I get 2.5 days out of part-timers that actually do a lot of the inspections. We have a part-time admin assistant in the office. The career staff does all the fire prevention. They do a lot of stuff during the months, going different places. So always out there doing some type of education at some different schools. Other stuff that we were able to do over the years, we do a high school program, which is something that I stole from Richfield many moons ago. I learned about not knocking anyone's kids, even my own at times. Think about a 11th or 12th grader that's going off to college that never knew how to cook before. Right? Yeah, everyone's. So now you're sending them off. Maybe he has a dorm. Maybe shouldn't have a hot plate in there. So we're trying to get into those types of ages to say, hey, you're due for fire prevention also. How can you be safe in college? How can you be safe in off-campus housing? So we hit the slobs up in the high school a couple times since I've been here to do that level of program. And I think the parents got a lot out of it too, as we were educating them on some of the stuff that they're going to run into. I mean, just knowing how to reset a circuit breaker or something like that, was important for them. So we were doing that. We did a couple programs at the inn, schoolhouse apartments. So the older crowd. So doing some different things that what they should be doing in the event of a fire alarm or a fire or something like that. So we're trying to hit all levels of ages and demographics with our fire prevention. Because it's not just a little kid issue, at elementary schools. It's everybody that we're trying to target. Paul's out there in the fire marshal's office, and we're trying to get our volunteer company involved. We're doing home fire safety inspections. So Paul will, we schedule him. Paul will take about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and walk through the house and just point out stuff. There's no